is that a Toyota Camry? Do you drive a Toyota Camry? Like, no. No thanks. That's not what we do here. Toyota Camry, no, I can't. I can't be seen in green. I can't be seen. No. Hello, this is Top Self. My name is Tam. How are you? I want to react to King Shuler. He just posted a video and what does it say? She didn't like the Camry. When I saw this, I was like, what do you mean by like, what? She said, I stood him up because he drove a Camry, and it struck something in me. So I want to react to this to see what he has to say about this lady that's, I guess, about to speak about how she stood this dude up just because he drove a Toyota Camry.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this episode of Who is Raising These Children, we have a young lady on a podcast yet again saying that she stood a man up because he came to pick her up in a Camry. Now, that's her right. Truth be told, it is her right to disrespectfully have somebody come over to her house and say, I'm here to take you on a date or whatever, and he pulls up in a car that she's not fond of, and it's time for her to say, no, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. But be grown enough. If you're gonna do that, be grown enough to say it in somebody's face. Be grown enough to say, you know what, sir, I'm sorry for wasting your time, and I'm not going to waste no more of it. But I don't want to get in your car because it's a Camry. Yes, I'm that damn shallow. Yes, I am. I'm just not that one. You know what I mean? Now, is it shallow? Is it stupid? Is it small-minded? Yes, it absolutely is. It is very much that. But that is her right to be that way. There's a whole lot of y'all would rather be with a broke man with a nice car than be with somebody who actually has some money, and he may just drive a modest car, or he may dress modestly. You know what I mean? Now, me personally, I feel like part of this, and this is just me speaking as a man, I feel like part of this is the man's fault too. Come on, brother. Come on now. You look at her. You got to see what you're dealing with. You understand? You got to be able to aim a little bit higher than that. All right? Come on, man. Sometimes you know. But in all, she did do him a favor. You know what I mean? Because, if you have certain types of, if you have a certain kind of vehicle, you're going to attract a certain kind of people. You dress a certain way, you'll attract a certain kind of people. So, I don't know if the brother's rich or not. You know what I mean? But, she did him a favor by getting herself out of the equation. Let her go find somebody with a certain kind of car. You know what I'm saying? And you live your life with your Camry.
Okay, so it reminds me of a time when I was younger, and I was her and she was me. Like, I was her and she was me. And like, I was young. I was in college. I was living in the dorms. I didn't have no money for nothing. I didn't even have no money for food. I didn't have no car. I was just in college in the dorms. But like, in my mind, I thought I was the ish. I thought I was bad. I thought I was the ish. I was young. I was cute. I was doing my thing. We're going out, going to the club, having a good time and stuff. And I put myself like very high. So I remember, I don't know how I met this dude. I don't know how I met him, but his name was Ken. And he was a Ken. And he, after looking at he was Ken enough, but at the time I was like, no. So he was nice. He was like a scrawny, kind of thin young dude. He was a little older than me. He wasn't in college. I think he worked for like UPS or FedEx or something. Like, I don't know. It's like, okay, you drive the FedEx truck. I don't know. Like him and his friends and stuff, they drive the FedEx truck or whatever. I'm like, okay, what's this? Like, okay. And he was like, well, let me take you out or take you over to my place or whatever. And like, I should not have went, but but I let him pick me up. He picked me up from the dorms. And when he rolled up, very nice man, like he was like mild mannered, decent guy. Like he didn't have no like super swag or nothing. But when he rolled up, he drove, it was like that brown, light champagne brown type of Toyota Camry, old, you got to roll the windows down, kind of 1990s Camry car. I'm like, oh my God, he was nice. He opened the door for me. I was like, okay, cool. It's like, I feel like he had to open the door for me because it like opened a certain kind of way that I was not able to do on my own. But I was like, okay, this guy's a gentleman. We were riding and it's like, I wanted to roll the window down. He was like, oh, no, you can't roll the window down on that side. The thing doesn't work. I'm like, oh my God, this dude got me in this car. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go and let's just have a good time. Like this car is so ragged. It didn't have no tint. I'm from Houston, Texas. You got to have that tint on the car. You got like your car is a representation of your swag and who you are and stuff. Like back in those days, dudes were driving those Dodge Chargers. They were driving Mustangs. They were driving Chrysler 300s. They had like, oh my goodness, like your car had to be nice. And the other thing too is because in Texas, like people, you have to drive everywhere. You either ride in the metro, bus, public transit, or you riding in your car. So it's like your car had to be nice. Your car had to be nice. And then me, look at me, I'm in college. I don't have no car, but it's like, it don't matter because I'm a girl, I'm young, I'm cute, I'm sexy. Like I can get whoever I want. So with that being said, you have to have a nice this, a nice that, a nice that. And then for me, I'm so surface level at the time. It's like if all you had was a nice car, then it's like I'm down to ride. You know what I'm saying? Like let's go. Like anyway, Ken, super nice guy. But I'm like, no. When we got in that car and we started driving, like stuff was wrong with the car. It didn't have no radio on or nothing like that. I was like, oh my God, this car is like the seats were, oh, like it was bad. But when we got to his place, because we went to his house, he was going to make me dinner. I was like, okay, sure. When we went to his place, he lived on the south side. He lived like in Sugar Land, very nice area, very nice part of town. He had like almost like a mini mansion. We rode up to his house. He had a 2-car garage. He had a really nice motorcycle. It's like a crotch rocket. It's like a Honda or like a Yamaha. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a Ducati. It was such a nice bike. But in my mind, I'm like, but your car though, like this stuff don't add up. Like something don't add up. We get into his house. He has basically a mini mansion. You walk inside, big, sprawling, high voltage ceilings, beautiful granite marble top kitchen. Everything was just really beautifully laid out. It was a little suspicious. So I'm like, do you have like a girlfriend or somebody living up in here? Do you have like an ex or something that came and like completely decorated your home and like, but I had no right to really ask that because I was still kind of getting to know him. And in my mind, I could not get over just how raggedy his car was. I guess because just the ride wasn't pleasant on the way to his house. I don't know. Anyway, like this dude, you know, he made me a really nice dinner. We had a fantastic conversation. We watched a movie. He was such a gentleman. He talked about his family. He talked about the trips that he takes. And he talked about, you know, how he liked his job. And he was like in his mid to late 20s. He just seemed like a very serious young man, you know, very serious. And I just could not get over the fact that he drove a Toyota Camry. I'm like, this dude is lame. So it was like the car on top of like, this dude got his stuff together. But really what was going on is that at the time, my raggedy mentality was not ready to be with a man that really had his stuff together. Like this is a young man that has a house that's most likely about to get paid off, has a car that's paid off, has a bike. He has a steady job that I think he said he'd been working for a considerably long time, considering how young he is. Like, why, like, like, Tam, why not consider it? You know, why not at least consider dating him? Because when he brought me back to my raggedy dorms, like raggedy, like shout out Go Cougs, Go Cougs, Moody Towers, that I'm surprised they're still standing dorms. I don't got no car. You know, I barely got food to eat. I'm eating the cafeteria food and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm raggedy, you know, but because I'm a girl and because like I get hollered at and da 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 da, and guys talk to me, and then in my mind I'm like, there's an image of a guy that is the guy for me because he has like a really nice car. Like, it's crazy because I dated a guy. He had a nice, cause like the dude after him. So I dated a dude after him who had a really nice car. He had like a Dodge Challenger or something like that. And then we actually seriously dated. Like, tell me why months later the car was repossessed. You know what I'm saying? But, and then now I'm dating a guy, you know, and he's cute, but he had the whip. And then now he don't got none of it. Meanwhile, Ken, over on the luxurious side of town, you know, is in a car that's paid off. You don't have to worry about it. If something breaks on the car, like, who cares about a window that doesn't roll down? He don't got nobody riding in that car anyway with him. But if something does happen to the car, that car is so it's like a Ford Model 1 type ass car. He could easily get a screwdriver and a wrench or something and some oil and just fix it, or it doesn't cost much to fix. I'm like, that's a practical man. Nope. So I thought this video was interesting. I was like, yeah, you know, I've lived that life. There's nothing that if I could tell that girl something that said that, like, there's nothing I can say. There's nothing that I could say to her because she has to live through that. She has to experience that. Or two, it's like, look, these are my standards. This is my standard. This is my standard. If you're not driving the type of whip that I want you to drive, like if you're not driving something that's impressive, then I don't want to deal with you. I think you have to understand like what comes after all, like what comes with all of that. You know, what comes with the, you know, Omi and the Hellcat? What comes with that? What comes with a guy that has a really nice car and then probably nothing else? Or, you know, a guy that has like a really, really nice car and he cares about the car a lot. To where it's like, if you get in it with the wrong shoes on, or if you eating a French fry in his car and then he get upset with you and stuff, it's like, okay, now I gotta deal with this dude who's like over obsessive about this really, really nice car. We look good and stuff, but it's like, dang, he care about the car more than he care about me. Like, what is that? But that's the kind of guy that you wanted. So I don't know. It just brought up a memory. It brought up a regret. It was like a major, afterward, it was like a major regret with like Mr. Ken. Because then I thought back, I was like, I wonder what he's up to. He's probably living his best life, you know, because he did what he was supposed to do early. And the fact that he did not have the best car in the world, like that pales in comparison to his financial security, to his peace of mind, to his well-paying job, to his lovely home, to his life experiences that he's having, to him having the right mindset to find the right type of woman. Because even though like he liked the way that I looked, right? No, inside, yo. I was not the one. Especially if I was thinking on that very surface level type of thinking, I was not the one. So anyway, that was my experience, and that's my reaction to King Shuler, his video. What did you think about the video? Like, did that bring back like a memory for you? Or do you know somebody that was trifling like me back in the day? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching Top Self. See you on the next one. Bye-bye. Right in the No, he just did not roll up in no Camry. Is that a Toyota? Is that a Toyota Camry? No, I have to be, no, I can't. If I get in that car, because I'm a wicked bitch, I will melt. I will melt. If I get in that car, I will melt, literally.